Joining us now is Grammy winner Gramps Morgan. Welcome, Gramps. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. It's so nice to have you here. So,
Yes.
we both met through Sean Contractor. I love that guy. He's so fun.
Yeah.
And he told
Yeah.
me that you guys have been doing some work together through the years. So, tell us about your journey. What made you decide that on a rice and pea day, you were going to love reggae for the rest of your life?
Well, reggae was a big part of the soundtrack when it was family time, in most Caribbean households, and calypso and soca, as well as country music. Country music is one of the things that comforts you. It's like comfort food, like you have comfort food in the America. Well, country music made cooking just a little bit more pleasantful. And as hot it is in our kitchen, country music and reggae blended together just made it a great atmosphere.
Now, you've been working in this industry for quite a long time, and a lot of people have kind of joined forces with you on different projects, especially Reed. So tell us about that collaboration.
Yeah, well, Johnny Reed, I met him, quick story, I met him in the middle of the pandemic at a hockey game right here in Nashville, Tennessee. And it was a energy of just like two brothers, a Scottish man and a Jamaican guy coming together at a hockey game. And it was like two brothers had met. And this is right before the pandemic was about to take place and everything was about to get shut down. And here it is, a Scottish guy and a Jamaican guy in the middle of a hockey game, and we were kind of bored out of our minds, and he was like, come over to my studio. And he was just had purchased a studio from the late Randy Scruggs, the Scruggs family, which is country music royalty. And he told me to come on over. He had just rebuilt it, and I went there and he played a song called Runaway Babe for me. And for many years I always wanted to work on my songwriting skills. And in Nashville, Tennessee, it have some of the greatest songwriters in the world.
Indeed, so many wonderful. It's like the hub of music and culture. It is a lot of fun there. I've actually been to one of those games, and I thought it was cool because they actually have a band that plays live music. Were you
Yes,
there?
yeah,
I was.
correct. Yeah,
I was like, that's the coolest thing. They've got a percussionist, they
oh
got
my,
drums going on at the games, and everybody's like doing this like for the
oh yeah.
Predators, right? They're doing like, the Predator kind of thing like that. So I love Nashville. Nashville's a lot of fun. And you have had some major success. Like tell us about starts with a G, Grammy. Grammy.
Yeah, well, I was blessed enough to win a couple Grammys and been nominated a few good amount of times. And they said most of the times people say it's just a pleasure to be nominated, but it's even greater when you win. But I enjoy being nominated for several Grammys and with artists as Buju Banton, Sly and Robbie, India Ari, of course, my band Morgan Heritage, and most recently, I've been nominated for my solo project, which blends country music and reggae music, and the album was produced by Johnny Reed. So, just a great accomplishments to be recognized by your peers, because a lot of people don't understand that the Grammys is a little bit different from a lot of the other awards because the people that are voting are your peers. It's not the fans.
And it's two sides. What's the title of that? Your solo project?
The latest solo album is called Positive Vibration. That's the
Oh,
name of the
Positive
name of the album.
Vibrations. Okay, that's the
Yes,
newest one. Okay, and what
yes.
are we in store for?
My first solo album was called Two Sides of My Heart, Volume One.
Okay, and so this newest one, this most recent one, so what are
Yes.
we in store for on that one?
Well, it's an amazing album featuring my son, my late father, Denry Morgan, my son, Jamiri Morgan, um, as well as just some of the songwritings. It's some of Jody Marr, Johnny Reed. Is just very exciting for me to be working with such incredible songwriters, as well as India Ari is on the album, and Shaggy, the amazing Shaggy, which is was a good mentor for me during starting this project because blending two genres, he's been one of the masters of that out of Jamaica and has done it very well. So I wanted to get his opinion, and throughout the course of recording the album, he said, he blessed me and said, I'll, take the feature. I asked him to be on the album, and he said, thank you. I would love to do it, Gramps. And he was just blown away by the project because you don't hardly hear reggae and country music blend together. So I'm proud to be representing this new sound out of Jamaica.
And speaking about heritage and culture, your father in New York, really also helped open up the doors to a lot of things.
Oh yes. Oh yes, Ras Denrai Morgan, may he forever rest in peace. He was one of the pioneers, when it came to reggae music in New York City. Of course, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in Springfield, Massachusetts. And me and my brothers would just be there and just seeing all this stuff going on and didn't know what was going on as Morgan Heritage. And these is some of the things that influence. We would see some of the greats come by the house and later on being influenced and mentored by Jackie Matu and the Scatterlights and mentored by Thelonious Monk Jr. And the list goes on and on, Eugene Gray, and just watching it over the years. So my father was one of those pioneers that really pushed music when it was coming out of Jamaica in New York City, as well as the Caribbean culture.
I have had the good fortune to become friends now with a lot of people in Jamaica and the culture, and here in New York, and with the Issa Trust Foundation. And I'm really loving
Yes.
it. Jamaica, i- it's not just a location, it's a way of being.
Mhm.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
It's like a,
yeah,
it's,
absolutely.
it's like a mantra, if you will. It's like Jamaica,
Mhm.
and it just makes you
Yeah,
feel something. So at least
yeah,
that's how it works for me anyway.
yes. You describe it well. It's a cultural experience. And I'm excited to see the future of Jamaica, especially musically. We have always had some of the most amazing beaches. Our food is incredible. The music is great. Our athletes are great. But I think now one of the next big thing is going to be major concert events in Jamaica. Most recently, we had Chris Brown that was brought down there, and it sold out the stadium. I think it was almost sold out, but a huge audience. It was packed. And before that, you had Burner Boy. So this great cultural exchange is happening, which is a great time for music in Jamaica because I think a lot of collaboration is going to come out of that and blending genres. And let's be clear that this is where music business is today. There's a lot of genre bending and genre
Yes.
blending, which is good for the music. It's good for culture. And I think it's going to lead the way in music in a lot of ways.
I agree with you. And I know they were just doing the Marley documentary down there too. So it's film,
Yeah,
it's
the movie.
creativity and music. There's a lot
Oh,
happening
yeah.
in the cultural arts and also fine art. Do you also paint, Gramps? Do you have, besides music, do you also paint?
No, my son Yazid is. I don't know what's going on with him. He's 5 years old, and I don't know where he got this talent from, but he's making some incredible pictures. But I do not paint. I've tried to attempt to do it one and two times, and I'm not that good. Maybe it'd be something that I take up on my spare time.
Well, I'm going to encourage you to do what's called finger painting. It's a special kind of
Okay.
slick paper, okay?
Yeah,
And you could just use like three colors, you know, and
yeah.
then just start moving it. And I think you're going to find that it releases something mentally in you, and it might be good for your music.
Oh,
You never know. So try finger painting
okay.
because there's no
All
rules with
right.
finger painting. You just put
All
your
right,
fingers in it
Donna.
and just make a mess. You just make a mess. Also,
I hear
how did you get your name? How did you get to be known as Gramps Morgan?
Well, that name I have to credit to my aunt Gracie, which was my father's oldest sister. She came into the hospital. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and of course, you guys know there in New York, the Caribbean culture is huge. You have people from all over the Caribbean diaspora, and so when I was born, my auntie walked into the hospital. Of course, everybody's excited. I'm my mother's first son, Miss Pearl Foster, and she said, "My God, him look like Grandpa." Translation, Donna. Oh my God, he looks like Grandpa, which is which was her grandfather, not my grandfather, Cleveland Morgan. From that day, it went from Grandpa, and one day I was playing basketball, and my friend said, "Give me the ball, Gramps," and then that
It
was it.
just
Gramps
stuck.
Mark.
It just stuck. You're such a delight and such a pleasure. Congratulations. Best wishes for you on this new album
Thank
and
you.
all the things that you're working on. It's lovely, and hopefully we'll be able to break bread together soon. But my
Absolutely.
sincere congratulations. You have a huge following. You're making great strides, not just for yourself, but other people's careers. And I know that you've been on tour with some other great legends. And you know what? It was just fun to have you and visit with you here today.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you very soon and eat at one of the amazing restaurants in New York City.
Oh, I would love that. Okay. Thank you very much, Gramps. Be well and happy journeys to
I
you.